Good morning, students. Thank you for joining me this morning at Mystic Fitness. My name is Erin, and I'll be guiding you through your class. So just a quick reminder, this class is for you, so you're welcome to rest at any time. You're welcome to skip postures that aren't working for you today, and really just make this class exactly what you need it to be. We're going to begin lying down. Everybody here in the studio is already lying down on their backs. So you joining us at home on Facebook or Instagram, you can just make yourself very comfortable as well, laying on down. If it doesn't feel comfortable to lie fully extended with your legs long, you can bend your knees and let your feet come onto the floor. That'll provide some nice support for your lower back. Once you make your way into this space, you'll just let your eyes float closed if you haven't already. And start to concentrate on your breath. Breathing in and out with intention through your nose. Releasing any thoughts that come. Inhaling through your nose down into your belly, allowing it to rise up. And then just simply allowing the belly to descend on your exhale. Long, slow inhalation. Complete soft exhalation. Inhaling, belly rises. And then just letting go. We'll stay here for a few more rounds, just breathing this way. As you're here, you might do a scan of your body. Starting at your head, noticing if there's any place that feels uncomfortable or any place you might be holding a little tension. Just intentionally relax those areas or let yourself readjust, knowing that there's no right way to be except for your right way to be. Take 2 more this way, slow breaths in. And out. 1 more here. And then on the next round, we'll begin to activate the exhale to start to warm the deep core. We'll still inhale down into the belly, let it fill. But to exhale, we begin to squeeze the pelvic floor up and lower belly starts to draw in. Relax that effort as you breathe in, belly rises, chest fills up. As you exhale, pelvic floor starts to squeeze up and lower belly cinches in around the spine. That sounds beautiful. Let's continue. Inhaling, filling up. As you exhale, we apply the pelvic floor lift, lower belly drawing in. We'll continue here for several more rounds of breath. Not only strengthening the core muscles as we add in this little drawing inward, but also lengthening the spine. So along with our strengthening breath, we're allowing more space to start to happen throughout the spine. And we'll get 3 more here. Every exhale, we squeeze and lift. Last 2 for now. Good, and 1 more. Let's relax that effort for now and just take a few natural breaths in and out. And just keeping your awareness on how you're feeling here. And we'll take our right hand and place it over on top of the heart. The left hand will place over the right. And just allow your arms to feel comfortable on your chest. We'll begin our class today by uniting our voices in the sound of Om. And we'll take 1 breath to prepare. Let's take our inhale together through the nose. And exhale it away. Big inhale for Om. Have a beautiful class, everybody. Start to let your hands fall away from the chest, bringing some small movement into your toes, your ankles, wrists, and fingers. Just gently moving a little bit here. Whenever it feels right for you, we'll start to draw one knee at a time in towards the chest. You can either hold on to your shins or wrap your arms around the shins, maybe grabbing a hold of opposite elbows. And just letting yourself soften down into the earth and rocking a little bit from one side to the other. We'll stay connected to breath throughout class the best that we can, so we're still inhaling with intention here and fully releasing on every exhale. Taking your hands onto your knees, let's start to spin around at the hip joint. Press knees away, open them up, and circle them back in. Letting your hands just go along for the ride here, feeling your abdominal muscles start to catch you as the knees draw away. And then we'll just start to do these a few times in the opposite direction. And making big, small circles, whatever kind of circles you like to make. And one more round here. Good, let's just gently hug the knees in for a moment. Drop the feet to the floor. And we'll start to lift up for some bridges to warm up the spine. Hands right alongside you, feet are underneath the knees. Take an inhale here and we'll lift our way up gently, hips lift all the way up towards the shoulders. And then as you exhale, we'll roll our way back down very slowly. Inhale, lift hips, roll your way up through each vertebra towards the shoulders. Then exhale, begin to release down slowly. We'll take one more like this, trying to get your way up nice and slowly. Each vertebra is starting to open. Next time you lift, we'll take the arms up towards the ceiling and then back behind you. And slowly bring everything back down. We'll lift up twice again. Lift up, stretch the arms back, full body stretch in. And then let it come back down. The next time you lift up to bridge, we will pause there. If it feels nice to let the arms reach back, keep them there. Let the backs of your hands touch the floor if you are in this position. Maybe spreading the shoulders out slightly wider, opening up through the chest, pressing into the heels to open up the front side body. If this is too intense and you need some help from your hands, bring them back alongside you with the palms down. Take one more big breath in and out here, really stretch. Last inhale, and as you exhale, we'll let our hips and arms come back down towards the ground, lifting the right leg up to the sky now. Bring your hands to the thigh, maybe interlacing your fingers on the back of the thigh there. You can roll your ankle, maybe you bend the knee and straighten it back out, just bringing some synovial fluid into the knee. And finding a very gentle hamstring stretch at some point. Start to bend your knee, bringing your thigh closer to the belly, making sure knee is bent. This will slowly start to warm the hamstrings. You shouldn't feel too much pressure either at the knee attachment or the attachment at the hip as you allow the leg to come a little closer. Also anchoring the right hip down into the floor. Last breath here. Coming into a soft wind relieving pose, begin to bend your knee now, taking your interlace fingers on the shin and slide the left leg straight down the mat. Just relax that leg down. So we'll take a softer wind removing pose here with a relaxed left leg. Right knee's drawing in. You can either keep it still or find any little movement, circling it around, whatever feels right to help you get warm here. And we'll just be here for one more round of breath. Good, let's place that right foot to the floor with the knee bent. And we'll come to the other side hamstring stretch. Left leg lifts up, either holding onto the thigh. Some of you might prefer to reach up to the calf. That is fine as well. maybe warming the ankle a bit here. You're welcome to bend and extend at the knee joint. So just allowing whatever movement feels right for you. You don't have to do every one of my suggestions. Just feel them out and do the ones that feel good. Let's take one more moment or two here. Starting to bring the leg a little closer to the chest now, keeping your knee bent. Trying to press the thigh towards the chest so we're keeping the entire spine down on the ground. Last breath here. Good. Finding a gentle wind relieving pose. Bend your left knee. Interlace fingers on the shin. Maybe even take your leg a little out and around the chest, then towards the center as you start to extend the opposite leg down the mat. 3 breaths in and out. And 2 more. Just 1 more breath here. Good. Let's switch. Right knee comes in, left leg long, interlacing on the shin. Begin to tuck the chin a bit. Lift your shoulders up off the ground, pulling into the shin with your hands, keeping your left leg nice and engaged. We're going to lift the heel up off the ground. So now we're at the beginning of our single leg stretch position, starting to warm up our core here. Let's take an inhale, switch the legs. Exhale, switch the legs. So you can go slowly or neck, taking just another 2 rounds both ways. Right leg in, left leg in. Last round here. And the left leg comes in. We'll take a gentle break. Let your head come back down, shoulders down, knees to chest. Rock a little side to side or whatever movement feels good for you. Now we're going to try some double leg stretching. So we'll take the knees out over the hips, bending your knees at a 90-degree angle here. Let's roll up through the shoulders, grab a hold of the shins, and you can pull your knees slightly closer, but keep your arms nice and taut. We'll start it with a modified variation first. So let's inhale, lengthen the legs and arms in the same direction away from you. And then as you exhale, hug it back in, head stays lifted. Inhale, extend legs and arms away from you. Exhale, draw them back in. Take 2 more like that. Last one. Either continuing that or advancing it on. This time as the legs reach long in front, arms reach back behind. On the exhale, arms come out to the side, squeeze knees back in. Inhale, open out. Exhale, around and squeeze it in. And we have another 5. Oh, how good does that feel? Good morning, abs. 4, and in, and 3, and back in. And you can keep your legs a little higher to the sky to make it easier, or lengthen them closer to the floor to make it harder. That was your last one. Let yourself come back down to the floor. Rock a little side to side there. We're going to make our way up to our feet, so possibly hooking your hands behind the thighs, rocking forward and back a bit, maybe rocking so much that we can rock all the way up to stand. And it either worked or it didn't. All right? Now we're going to make our way back up to the top of the mat, standing now, and we're going to continue on from here. Find your mountain pose, feet underneath the hips, maybe slightly wider for a more stable place to be. Hands will face forward, shoulders nice and relaxed. Start to feel your pelvic floor lightly drawing in, lower belly lightly drawing in. Let's sweep the arms all the way up overhead here. As you exhale, let's bend the knees, gently fold your way down. Inhale to your half lift, hands to shins. Exhale, soften and fold it down. Let's try it again. Inhale, rise, extended mountain sweep. Exhale, bend the knees, fold forward. Inhale, strong half lift, belly helps you. Exhale, relax everything down. Sweep up, extended mountain rise. Exhale, hinge all the way down to earth. Inhale, halfway, feel that support. Exhale, fold it down. Let's come back up for one more extended mountain. This time we'll pause there. You can look forward if it feels better for your neck, maybe slightly up. Shoulders actively draw down, fingers nice and wide and happy. Pelvic floor lifts up a little to protect the lower back. Final 2 breaths here. Just like you're on the top of a mountain and you're so proud of yourself after you made it there, taking in all that good fresh air and sun. Last big breath in. As you exhale, we'll dive back down into our fold, and we'll stay here just for a moment or two. You can keep your knees nice and softly bent. Maybe letting your head shake out a little bit or swing a little side to side. Just letting any remaining tension or nagging thoughts kind of fall out of the top of your head here and just go down towards the earth. Taking another deep breath in and back out. If any of you are working with a grip here, let's release it. Inhale back to half lift. Use those strong abdominal muscles to lift. Exhale, hands plant. Let's find down dog. Start to walk the feet back. So you want your hands a little wider than shoulders, feet a little wider than hips. Bend one knee at a time to start to walk the dog out, pressing all of your fingers firmly into the mat. Sometimes when I walk my dog, I simply lift a heel. Sometimes I lift my whole foot. So be creative, be playful, do what feels good for you here. No right or wrong. Taking just 2 more breaths, finding a little movement here in our dog. One final one. We're going to start to find those transverse abdominal muscles again in a waved plank. Those are the ones that cinch right around the spine. Let's bend the knees to get ready. Exhale, lift the hips, try to roll your way into high plank. Inhale, bend the knees, glide your way back to a bent dog. Exhale, roll your way forward. Inhale, glide back, bent dog. Twice again, roll forward, glide back. Last time, roll forward and glide back. This time, roll forward, pause, stay in your high plank. So we'll be working with a side plank and a variation of it today called either starfish, or some folks call it a fallen triangle. So we'd like to really, before we find those more challenging poses, work our plank here, pressing all of your fingers into the floor. Sometimes I shift the weight a little forward and back on my toes, just so that my body can really feel what needs to happen to stay stable there. Just shifting your center of gravity slightly can really change things up. Take one last breath in and out here in your high plank. Wow, the breath sounds amazing in here today. On your next breath in, we'll drop the knees, tops of the feet down, and then slowly lower down to the ground. Hands right alongside your shoulders here, just a little bit under. Tuck chin, inhale, roll on up to cobra, pressing up a little bit, lengthening up. Exhale, come down and come up as high as you like. Inhale, lift up, reaching forward, elbows draw in, beautiful. Come on down, last time like that. Inhale, this time we'll pause. Stay for the exhale here, looking forward or maybe a little bit down. One more breath in. As you exhale, press up through modified plank, so it's a push-up. You should really feel that. Curl the toes and then press it on back to downward facing dog. Take a big breath and let it out. Good. Let's find three-leg dog on the right. Right leg up to the sky. Maybe you come up and down on the toes of the left foot a few times. Trying to keep your hips both facing down towards the earth here. One more big inhale, come up high on the toes. Exhale, knee into the chest. Tiger curl, lift the low belly here. Once again, inhale it up nice and long. Exhale, curl it forward up as high as it can be. Pause. Last time, inhale, take it up. Exhale, knee to chest, up as high as it can be, then step to the right thumb. We're staying down here. Coming to runner's twist first. So if you have a block with you, let's bring it under the left hand. Staying low to begin with. Hips point down, belly nice and strong. Begin to twist to the right, right arm to the sky. We're going to get a little extra movement in here. Take a breath in. Exhale, hand circles back. Left knee dips towards the ground. Inhale, open up and around. Exhale, back and down. So we're getting a little extra opening in the hips here, warming up the spine, the neck. Keep your eyes on your circling hand if you can. It might throw your balance off a little bit, but then we get to work balance, so it's a bonus, right? Now we're going to take our hand back to the sky and really unwind into this twist. Let's take 3 breaths here. Trying to press a little up and out of the floor, up and out of the block. 1 more. Good. Let's take another big inhale. Exhale, arm circles back. We're coming to warrior 1. So we're going to drop the back heel. Hips are still parallel. And then we'll reach the arms up. Let's take the hands to the hips for a moment. You should be able to try to get the hips to point forward. So that might mean you need to make your feet a little bit wider apart. Once that feels good, pelvic floor lifts. We're trying to lift up and out of the waist. Arms come up overhead. Let's reach out to the side here. Try to interlace behind you. You could always grab a hold of a strap if necessary. These are waterfall warriors. We'll take a big inhale to prepare. Exhale, bow to the inside of the right leg. Tuck your chin and then roll your way back up on the in-breath. Exhale, slowly come down. Tuck chin, slowly press back up. Give me 1 more like that. Come on down, long spine. Tuck chin a little rounded, press all the way back up. Coming down again, this time humble warrior, so we stay there. Keeping those hands strong, reaching up to the sky. Front knee is bent. You might bend a little bit more, but you want to make sure that it's not coming past your front toes. So we've got a nice perpendicular leg here. Knee right over ankle. 1 more round. Let's drop the hands to the front foot. Now this is a little funky, so bear with me. You're going to walk your hands over to the left side of your mat and even off. Let your back toes turn to wherever they need. We're going to bend the back knee and then bend the right. So we're getting some side lunging in here. Basically, we're in warrior 2 feet. But if the left toes need to point in a slightly different angle than your warrior 2 toes would, totally fine. Just getting a few more like this. Hands are on the floor or blocks. 1 last one. And then we'll come back to where we started. So the right knee bends. Begin to walk your hands back towards that foot, spinning the back heel back a bit. Come back to 3-leg dog. Inhale, right leg up. Can open the hip now if you want by bending your knee. Give that leg a little shake out, whatever it needs. And we'll make our way back to downward facing dog. So in any of our asanas, you can add your own nuances, variations at any time. Left leg to sky now. Big breath in. Take it up nice and high. Maybe coming up and down on the toes on this side. Actively pressing fingertips to the earth. 1 more inhale, leg super duper high. Exhale, low belly draws knee in, so high up into the chest. Try again. Inhale it all the way up. Exhale, take it in and up. 1 more. Take it in and up to the chest so your shoulders are a little behind the wrists. Then we step to the left thumb. Block under right hand. Back heel will stay lifted. We're in a lunge here. Start to twist to the left. Left arm to sky. Take a moment, catch your breath. And now we'll start to get ready for those circles. Take an inhale to get ready. Exhale, hand circles back, knee dips. Inhaling up and around. Exhaling back and down, keeping your gaze on your circling hand. trying to remain balanced through the ever-changing world here, right? One more. Next time the arm circles up, use that action to lift yourself into the most glorious open twist you can manage here. Maybe pressing a little bit up and off the block, so a little more weight maybe in feet. Almost there. Last breath in. Exhale, let's bring that hand down to the floorish. Drop the back heel and we'll come all the way back up to warrior one. So my hips are a little off here. I'm going to just rearrange my feet. Give myself even a little wiggle. We want to press into the outer edge of the back foot, drive the heel down. Arms come up without pinching ears, shoulders down. Take an inhale to lift. Exhale, arms around, interlace. Inhale, puff open the chest. Exhale, bow down. Tuck chin, press to the front foot to roll up. Exhale, roll it down, just like a waterfall. Last couple, one more there. Come on down. It's our last one. This time we will stay, so we humble. Oh yeah. Tucking the chin. Head is hanging, front knee just over the ankle or slightly backed off behind it. One more here. Good, let's bring the hands down to the front foot and then start walking over to the right side of your mat. Let the back foot do what it needs to do. Right knee bends, and then the left knee bends. Just let your hands walk to wherever they need to be to support you. Getting deep into hips, deep into inner thighs. If your feet are not able to stay on the floor because your ankles aren't quite flexible enough to have that happen, then the toes can lift up in the back, totally fine. One more this way. And then we'll start to make our way back to where we started. So we bend the left knee, kind of pivot the back heel as the hands walk to the front foot again. Inhale, left leg up to three-leg dog. Maybe bend your knee, open up the hip, give it a little shake. Inhale, back to three-leg dog there. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a quick little detour here in child's pose. Knees to the edges of the mat, big toes can touch. Let yourself press back. So just getting off the hands, getting off the feet. So we work hard and then we rest. We play and then we rest. And finding a balance, not only in practice between work, play, and rest, but in our lives too. Knowing that they're all equally important. We'll just be here for another 4 breaths or so. If you need to take a moment here to grab a water or anything else that feels necessary for you, please do so. If we're in child's pose, or really anywhere else, really connecting back to those long, slow breaths in and out. Deeply filling the belly, moving up through the lungs, and letting it go. Last breath or 2 here. And just one more round. Great job, everybody. All right, let's move on. Come back up onto your hands and knees here. Once we get there, we're going to curl the toes, finding a quick tabletop hover, just because it's fun. Lift the knees. It's just a press back. Not only is it fun, but it's super empowering, right? Feel the low belly hold you strong. Know how strong you are deep inside, no matter what anybody throws your way. One more moment here, and then take it up to your downward facing dog. We're rolling into our high plank to make our way to side plank. Bend the knees to get ready. Look long here. Exhale, roll your way into your plank. Find your strong, solid center plank. Squeeze your glutes. And then we'll drop the heels to the right side and sweep left arm up. Now the gaze can stay down towards the floor. You can look to the side or up to the sky. If it's a little too intense, we just drop the bottom knee down. If you want to make it more intense, you can lift the top leg. A couple of you here doing that. It really doesn't make it better or worse, right? It's just what is right for you. If your leg is lifted, start to bring it down. Let's make our way slowly, mindfully to center plank, staying strong there. And then heels to the other side. Begin to peel right arm open. Hips are up as high as they can go, so instead of being stick straight, might have a little bit of a rainbow going on here. Looking either to the side, up, down, whatever makes you feel the strongest. Bottom knee can drop, top leg might lift. Coming back down if leg is lifted. Let's make our way back to high plank and then back to down dog. Coming to the top of the mat now. Bend your knees, look where you're going. Exhale, walk, or you could try a hop of the feet forward if you want to feel a little frisky. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold it down. Oh, great job. Give yourself a little shake out. Staying in the moment. We're going to rise all the way up here. Bend the knees a little. Inhale, press away from the floor. Rise up. Low belly helps you. Hands to sky. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to balance on the right leg. Use the lower belly to keep everything nice and strong. Hands to heart center. Begin to lift the left knee. And as you lift it, try to feel like there's a little lever deep inside the belly that lifts it up for you. We're going to make our way into a slow warrior 3 with hands of prayer at heart. Begin to bend the standing knee a bit. Left leg starts to press back. Maybe flex the ankle and see if that helps. We're trying to get ourselves kind of like a T here, parallel to the floor. Back toes are facing down best you can. If you need to take arms out into airplane wings for balance, fine with me. You do you. We're going to land in warrior 2. Back heel drops, toes point to long end of mat. Spread the arms open. So right toe is still pointing forward. Right knee follows the toes. Left toes point towards the long end of the mat. We really reach long through your fingers, shoulders actively down, pelvic floor lifts up. One more round. Taking a pit stop in wide forward fold, pick up right toes, pivot on the heel there. Big inhale, like you're going to give a big hug to the whole room. Exhale, bend the knees, start to bow your way down. We'll be here for 4 breaths. Allow yourself to just be. If you want a little deeper stretch while you're down here, you can grab the outsides of your feet or walk your hands gently underneath. Just another breath or so. All right. Let's start to come back to half lift in our wide fold. We're creeping those hands forward. Fingertips on the floor. Pelvic floor strong, low belly strong. And we'll take hands up onto the hips. And notice what needs to change. Maybe the feet pressed a little bit more. What muscles did you feel fire up there? On your next breath in, bend the knees a little. Press your way all the way up to rise. We're making our way back to warrior 2 on the right, into triangle, and then to half moon. So for me, that means, okay, I need a block near my right foot, so I'm going to place it there now. And then, here we go, right back to where we were. Front knee stays bent for now, arms nice and long. Let's flip the right palm, reach up and back, get ready, stretch back to reverse warrior. Exhale briefly to extended side angle with the knee bent, forearm on the thigh, then find the block. Put it straight down under the shoulder. Begin to straighten out your knee. Now if you don't have your block, no worries. You can bring your hand onto the shin instead. Just make sure if your hand's on the shin, it's not causing you to hyperextend, lock out that knee. We'll take another 3. Another 2. Another 1. Half moon now, hand on the block if you have it. Start to press off the back leg. Your hand will go forward. I walk mine right off the side of the mat. So not taking my hand in line with the front foot, but rather more out to the right, making my little base of stability wider. Squeeze the glute. It is so strong from our lunges, right? So you're going to keep it nice and strong. Back foot presses back nice and strong. Last moment. Let's come to forward fold. So we drop that foot right next to the right and fold on down at the top of the mat. And now we just kind of notice, wow, my right hamstring and my left hamstring feel completely different. So we're going to just try all of that on the other side. Get ready. Let's come all the way up. Inhale, rise up. Hands to heart, low belly scoops in. Balancing on left leg. Use that little internal lever to lift right knee. Take a moment. Getting ready for warrior 3. Standing knee bends that'll help free the hip. Begin to press and kick back. So we're always trying to expand in all directions simultaneously if possible. That helps so we don't pinch low back, so that we can get as long as we can. You can stay here, and many students moving into airplane in the room, whatever makes your soul feel happy. Landing in warrior 2, back foot lands, heel drops, opening up to the side. Really press into the outer edge of the back foot. Bring your gaze to the left thumbs. Shoulders actively draw down there. Looks great, everybody. Take one more round of breath in. And back out. Wide fold again. Pick up left toes, pivot on the heel. This time we're going to take the hands to interlace behind like we did in waterfall, or if you want to get a little extra, you can take reverse or namaste here with palms together and fingers pointing up. This is quite a lot, so if it doesn't work, no biggie. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bend the knees. Begin to bow forward, keeping the hands either pressing firm in prayer, deciding no thank you, Erin, interlacing the fingers and lifting up, or even bringing the hands back down to the ground. Couple more. Last 2. Last 1. Hands stay as is unless they're on the ground, in which case start to lift them up strongly to hips like we did before. Activate deep belly, bend the knees, press up on an inhale to rise. Releasing arms out, coming back to the left side, warrior 2. Take your block with you if you will be using it for triangle and half moon. Take a moment to just be. All right, we've got this. Not worrying about what's coming, just being here. Flip the left palm, sweep up and back. Exhale, make your way to extended side angle, no expectations, just let it happen. Straighten out the knee. Feel that open up the front body. Arm might reach up to the sky here. Either the gaze lifts up to the sky as well, to the side or down. Check in with left knee. I was locking mine a bit. I'm going to soften that. 1 more, 2 more breaths or so. 1 more. Let's get ready for half moon. So we take the hand to the outside of the leg, off the mat, launch off the back foot. Strong glutes, lift a strong long leg. Other arm to the sky. Feel low belly cinch to make you longer and stronger. As soon as I activated my low belly more, I think I just lost 3 pounds. Swear to God. Felt like it anyway. Maybe it's just the heat in here, I don't know. Last 2. Last in-breath. On this exhale, we just come down nice and gently. Forward fold, land your foot next to the left. Inhale halfway. Exhale, ragdoll, bend your knees a lot. Grab opposite elbows, let your head be heavy. You can sway a little or stay still, just allowing the extra weight of holding onto the elbows. Open up the upper back and the shoulders. If you're feeling a little dizzy or lightheaded, then just stand up super slowly. Stand in mountain pose for a few moments. Maybe grab water if that's what you need. Last 2 moments there. And just one more. Let's release our grip. Inhale, rise all the way up nice and tall. And exhale, hands come down to the heart. So I need a little water break here. I'm going to grab a water break. If you guys need one, go ahead and do the same. If you just need to take a moment, mountain pose, to get out of your head, whatever it is. Oh, that's good stuff. Okay. How you guys feel? Good? Nice and juicy? All right, we got one more little bit to do standing before we come down to the floor. You will need blocks. If you have 2, I'd grab both of them. If you only have 1, that's fine. If you don't have any, you could use a water bottle, so long as it's a pretty sturdy one. We're going to start here with the feet, hips width, a little bit wider perhaps. We're balancing again on the right leg to begin with. Same exact thing that we did before. Let's take hands to heart. Use that little internal lever to lift the left knee. Stand a little taller, a little prouder. Now we're stepping into Parsvattanasana, so the left foot just steps a little bit back, but I do still like to kind of add that little bit of a balance in there. Step it about maybe 2.5 feet, so you can kind of feel it out once you get down there too, and rearrange that. Back toes point almost all the way forward. Hands will draw back to help you lengthen. Scoop the low belly to protect the lower back. Inhale there, nice and long. As you exhale, bow forward. This is a nice intense stretch for the right hamstring. Let your hands come on down. We'll be here for 3 breaths, just right down the straight. You can either start to bring your forehead to the shin, or not. Maybe chest to thigh. Just one more breath here. Coming back into a twist, we will revolve triangle. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Now this is where we need our blocks. We'll take the block up underneath the left hand. Start to press away from the floor. Unwind to the right. Right hand onto the hip as you twist. Both legs more or less straight. Maybe reaching right arm to the sky. Feel how this feels for your hips. If you discover your hips are not happy, maybe your feet just need to be slightly wider apart. So feel free to rearrange, even if that means coming all the way out and starting over again. I would much rather you did that than stay here and just be counting the moments until it's over. One more round here. Last inhale. As you exhale, bring your hand back down towards the front foot. Get ready to come up, hands to back pockets. Inhale, lift up nice and strongly all the way up. Arms reach up, coming back to step the back knee forward and up. With the hands up, it's a little bit harder. And then lastly, we'll just kick it forward for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take hands back to prayer at heart in mountain pose. Getting ready for the other side. If your block is in your way, just move it out of the way. Use that little lift, that little lever inside. Right knee lifts, pressing palms. One more moment. A little bit of a bend to the standing leg as you press back through a bit of balance. Doesn't have to be super duper long. Let the foot land. If you're really enjoying the balance, it could last longer, right? Don't rush out of a happy place. Hands to back hips. Roll open, inhale. Exhale, hips draw back as you draw forward. Front knee can bend as much as it needs to. And you just let the hands come down. Once I'm down here, I generally move my feet just a bit around so that I can feel the best sensation of stretch for me. Both hips try to draw back equally. You might notice that the right hip is drawing back more here, so try to intentionally press the left hip back. Last breath here. Inhale back to half lift to get ready to revolve triangle. Block under right hand. Let's lift up with the left arm. So it's like you lift and unwind using low belly. Left hand to hip to begin as you spin to the left. Then the left arm might come up. Check in with the legs. Front knee wants a slight bend at least. 3 here. 2. 1. Big breath in. Exhale, hand circles down as if it's going to another block, and it could if you have one there. Both hands then come back onto the hips. Use your belly to keep you strong. Press up to stand and rise. Arms reach up. Last hurrah. Inhale. Take that knee up. Whoop. It made it. I think. Spoke too soon. Here we go. Kick it out. 3, 2, 1, and ta-da, Tadasana. All right. Arms come down, eyes closed, as if you're just standing out in the sun and letting its just warm, gorgeous energy just bathe you with newness. What can come your way today, whatever it is, we're going to take it and love it. Let's come back to the floor. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, bow down, hands down. Inhale halfway. Exhale, hands to the floor again. Step to down dog. So I kind of misspoke a moment ago and I said last hurrah, and I almost said something then. So this is the last hurrah, okay? So we're coming into our fallen triangle or our starfish. And then look how close the floor is. Well, we're going there right afterwards. Let's sweep the right leg nice and high. So we've done this before. Exhale, knee strongly into the chest. We've been here. Use the low belly to keep it super high and keep it up there. Roll to the inside of the left foot. Try to keep the knee up. Then, as you start to open into a side plank, left arm reaches to the sky. And the right foot slides through, edge of the foot on the floor, off the mat. So here's your fallen triangle or starfish. For extra oomph, one day, right foot might be able to lift back up off the floor. Maybe it always stayed up. I don't know. One last breath in. Exhale, come back to down dog. Woo! All right. Very last one here. Just one more side to go. Left leg up, up, up. Exhale, knee in strong. Keep it up high. Roll to inside of back foot. Start to kick the leg through, edge of foot to floor. Reach right arm up. Either stay there or say, can I get that foot up off the floor again? I don't know, I'm going to try. One more breath. And back to down dog. Last rolled plank, bend your knees. Exhale, roll your way there. And then drop all the way down onto the belly for a moment. Oh, there it is. Just face your head right or left, arms are straight alongside you. Just make your arms feel super comfortable, so don't worry about where they are. As long as that they're reaching straight back, they should feel pretty good. Hands can flip up or down, whatever's best for you. You can bend your knees and let your knees move, or your feet rather, flop a little side to side. You can turn your head and give your head an equal stretch, or the neck an equal stretch here. You come into a few back bends while we're down here. We're going to start with a very gentle one. This is your Sphinx pose. So we will take our forehead back towards the floor, lengthen both legs out, hips width distance apart. We're going to take our forearms to the ground, so you can just prop yourself up a bit. Elbows are just under the shoulders. They could be a little further away, whatever works. Hands nice and wide. Begin to press fingers lightly into mat. Use your low belly to try to lift yourself up and out a little here. So I'm actively pressing elbows and forearms down as if I was trying to pull myself through. Very tippy top of my head is trying to lengthen forward and up. One or two more here. Depends on how slow the breath is. On the next inhale, we'll just begin to press into your hands a little, just to play that edge. And then we'll come back down and take a quick break. Face your head right or left, arms long behind you. We're coming up again, but this time we're just going to take the arms out to the side like airplane wings. Use your toes to walk your legs a little longer out of the hips, like curling the toes under and then pulling the leg out a bit. Get ready on an inhale, and as you exhale, let's lift up the shoulders and chest, and then maybe we lift up the legs and the feet, and the thighs are trying to lift if possible. Knees are pretty straight. I'm going to stay here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up a little higher. Exhale, back down. Face your head in the direction that needs it. Last breath here. Final back strengthener interlacing. Hands behind like we did in our humbled waterfall warriors. Chin or forehead to ground. Take a breath in. As you exhale, legs, shoulders lift up off the ground. Toes wide open. Your toes are very excited to be here. Spread them wide open and away from each other. You can either keep your hands interlaced, or if you're like, wow, this is pinching my shoulders and I don't like it, you can open them back out. A strap or something here makes this easier. One more breath in and out. Last inhale, coming up a little higher. Exhale, all done. Woo! We're going to stretch it out here. Take the arms all the way out to the sides, palms down. Bend your right knee, foot up towards sky. Then roll over onto the left side. Try to place your right foot on the floor somewhere behind that long leg. And just enjoy a little bit of a hip stretch here. Trying to point your right knee up to the sky, right sole of the foot to the floor. Nice shoulder and chest opener for left side, left arm perpendicular to your body. If it doesn't feel nice to have your head on the floor, block under the head feels better for me. Let's just close our eyes here. For 4. For 3. Two. One more long, slow breath. And then we'll just very gently start to switch. So you can slide the block out of the way if it's there. Roll back on to your belly. Arms straight out. Bend the left knee, left foot to the floor behind the right leg. You can use your hand to help roll yourself over onto your side. Try to get the foot to touch the ground. It might not today. This is all sorts of uncomfortable for you when your body is craving something else. Totally fine. Any other variations you enjoy here are fine too. I have some folks in class that bend both knees and come into a really big twist there. Others that like to lift top leg up. So whatever works for you. I'm happy here. Last two. Last one. Okay, let's roll back onto the belly here. And then let's roll all the way over onto your back. I'm going to turn the lights down for the folks in class. Once you guys come onto your back in no rush, take your knees into the chest. Give yourself that nice little hug. Squeeze. You can rock a little side to side, just inviting any movement into the body that feels good for it here. Maybe you need to just take a moment to sit or grab some water, so whatever it is. Whenever you are feeling ready, you will join me here. Knees come back in, little squeeze, little rock side to side. One last little bit of ab work here, and feel free to skip if you do not want to take it. Feet to the floor to begin with. Let's bring the hands behind the head to cradle the skull, and we'll lift both legs up to the sky. And you want to either flex and press through the heels, or I like to put the balls of my feet actively to the sky, so the toes pulled back a bit as if I was wearing high heels. Let's take a breath, lift the shoulders up off the ground. One more breath in. As you exhale, drop left heel down to hover. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, lower the other one down. No stress in the neck. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one up. And take it down. Take it up. Left one down. Both come up. Knees to just head down. Give yourself a little squeeze. You can either go for that one again, or coming into a little bit more of a challenging variation and adding a twist. Hands behind the head, legs up to sky. Lift the shoulders up. We're going to drop the left leg to hover, twist left elbow towards straight right leg, and then we're just going to switch right away. So left leg up, right leg down, twist, and twist and switch, and twist and switch for 8, 7, 6. If it's too intense, you can bend your knees. It's a little bit easier. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and done. Totally done. So we're going to just take a moment with knees to chest, and then stretch that out with bridge. So we get to stretch and strengthen at the same time. Ankles are right under knees, hands alongside you, just like we started with here. Take an inhale, press up through each vertebra of the spine until you get up onto the shoulders and the back. Then I like to walk my shoulders slightly closer to each other. Press the palms down to the ground. I tend to scoop the belly, drop the hips a bit, and then press back up. For me, that helps get me a little bit higher with less stress on the lower back. If you tried it, didn't work, didn't make sense, you could always try it again, right? Practice makes better. You can keep your arms where they are, or if you want to extend them back like we did in the beginning, extend them back for 4, for 3, for 2, very last breath in. And as you exhale, we'll start to come down. If you need to move the shoulders out first, do what you need to do. Stay here. Hands come to tops of thighs. Feet are still on the floor with knees bent. Sliding the heels of the hands right into the creases of the hip. Just press away gently. I always feel a little extra space start to open up in my lower back as I do this. It feels really good for me. You can move a little. As you're here, sometimes I tend to just move my knees a little side to side. Not a huge twist or anything, but just a little rocking from a hip to the other hip. And then we're making our way into our modified version of half pigeon right here on our back. So we'll cross the right ankle over on top of the left leg. We're trying to keep the right knee open as much as it's happy to be. And I don't want you to press the heck out of it and overdo it. But you might kind of press at the tops of the hips to lengthen the spine, and then very subtly open the right leg up a little more. Another fun thing to do here is to actively press the left foot into the ground. And as you do that, you really feel a deeper sensation of opening in the right hip. I like to interlace my fingers behind the right thigh, or the left thigh rather. Take the leg in. Make little circles with my knee so that kind of coaxes my hip a bit more open in a nice, loving, soft way. Maybe making circles the opposite way. And then taking just 3 breaths here in stillness. Two more. One more. We're moving right into a wind removing pose from here. So if you lifted up your left foot, let's put it down. Take your right knee back into the chest, interlace fingers on the shin, and then stretch the left leg out. Now a little bit more active wind removing pose this time. So really drawing the knee around the chest, back in towards the midline, squeeze it up. The long leg is actively pressing long. And then one more round here. And moving into supine twist, we'll take right arm out to the right. I always keep the palm down. That makes me feel more steady. And then the left hand will guide the knee over as you roll to your side. But try to keep the right shoulder down as much as you can. And we'll just be here. Three more. Two more. One more. Beautiful. Let's unwind. Put the right foot down on the ground. And then cross your left ankle over on top of the right for figure 4. If you would like to add the spinal traction, hands press against the tops of both hips. Maybe you're focusing on pressing your right foot a bit more firmly into the earth. Relaxing your forehead. Eyebrows are not crunched up, nice and soft face here, jaw relaxed. If it feels good for you, we will interlace the fingers behind the right thigh. And you can draw the knees in towards the chest, either staying still, just trying to keep the tailbone as close to the floor as you can, or inviting small circles, some sort of a small movement in here that feels good for your body. And we'll spend about another 3 breaths or so here. I always like to find some dynamic movement first, and then settle in comfort with a nice static stretch for the last few rounds. One more. Very slowly moving on into your wind removing pose on this side, dropping your foot back down to the ground. Take your left knee into the chest, interlace your fingers on the shin, stretch the right leg out straight. Left knee comes around the chest, back into the center as you give it a big squeeze. Long leg is active, but heel is on the floor. One more here. And then just letting yourself find twist. Left arm out to left. Right hand helps softly guide the knee across. And if you need any kind of a prop under your knee, you could bring a block under it. You could just bring your hand under. Let your foot come to the floor. Just whatever you can do so that you're comfortable. And the focus of this pose is a spinal twist, chest opener. Also get a little bit of a hip stretch in here. Just bring your focus to the areas of the body that you feel this. And then make any little tweaks to your position so you get the most out of it for you. We'll start to gently unwind. Coming into happy baby, soles of the feet face the sky, bend both knees. Grab the outer edges of your feet as you pull your knees down towards the outer edges of your mat. It's a lovely little final hip and hamstring stretch to end out our practice. Sometimes I rock a little side to side, other days I prefer to be still. Some days I like to straighten out both legs, switch my grip to wrap around the inner thighs, hold the backs of the legs, and just stretch out as big as I can be. Little pull with the hands, a little press of the thighs into the hands. Straight legs or bent knees, your choice. And then finally we'll make our way towards our Shavasana. If there's any last little things that you need before you're ready, please let yourself do whatever it is. And then eventually we'll bring the feet back to the floor with the knees bent, starting there. If it feels nice for your body to extend both legs long, you'll extend them down your mat. But if you notice once you've done that, your lower back feels a little uncomfortable, you'll bend your knees once again, bring your feet flat to the floor, because the goal here is to be very comfortable. Just allowing your shoulders to drop away from the ears. I tend to even lift my shoulders up and scoot them about an inch away before I place them back down. With the eyes closed, we're softening through the forehead, softening through the jaw. Maybe starting with some intentional breaths in and out through your nose, filling the belly with breath and releasing it. Inhaling to your belly and into the low ribs, and exhaling it out. Lengthening even more, belly, low ribs, heart center opens with breath before you slowly exhale it away. We'll get 5 more Dirga breaths, Dirga pranayama. It's a fluid 3-part breath. So the 3 parts flow seamlessly into each other, but it is very intentional the way that we are breathing. First, filling the belly, expanding upwards towards the heart, and then releasing it all out once again. This is a beautiful breath, not only to help you get more air, more oxygen per breath, but also to begin to activate your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest system, where physical, mental, and spiritual healing can really begin. You can continue to breathe that way for as long as you like, or maybe releasing effort and breath. Just allowing yourself to lay here just as you are. remaining open, undoing, no judgment or expectations. Just open and curious, soft and loving. Noticing where the mind goes without trying to control it or get involved. Any feelings that arise are welcome, even the ones that you might think are not. Getting used to being in those feelings, whether there's joy, sadness, without judging one better than the other. For many of us, this is the most challenging part of practice. So just the same way that you might need to practice your half moon, your fallen triangle, time and time again to get it, you will need to practice quieting the mind over and over again until it becomes a little more natural, easier for you. It's one of the best things that you can do for yourself. In this way, you can find peace no matter what else is going on around you or what else is going on inside you. Taking just one more moment here in bliss. We'll start to bring some gentle movements into the body. This might be just barely flicking the toes and the fingers. Maybe they start to open and close a little bit more. Ankles, wrists might roll a bit here. Maybe even stretching both arms long and back as you're reclined, just like it's the very beginning of the day and you're waking up all over and again. And in a sense, you are. A brand new you emerging, being reborn here after your Shavasana. Let's just enjoy this new awakening. And then from here, we will take both hands back over the heart, same way that we began. Right hand over heart, left hand over right. We will close the way we began with one beautiful sound of Om together. One breath to get ready, take it in. Let it out. Inhale for Om. I thank you all so much for joining me this morning and for allowing me to be a part of your yoga practice. The love and the light within me honors the love and the light in all of you. Namaste. Thank you, students, so much for being here. Thanks, Facebook and Instagram, for being here. Have a great day.